Have you ever been in one of those really great French conversations, a real debate, and you have the perfect thing to say but the words just aren't there? It's the worst. Well, today we're going to fix that. We're building your complete French opinion toolkit so you can jump into those debates with total confidence. Yeah, that exact moment of frustration, that's what we're tackling head on. By the time we're done here, you're going to have all the key phrases you need to make sure your voice is heard and your point gets across, loud and clear. So, here's our game plan. We'll start with the basics, just stating your opinion. Then we're going to level up and look at how to structure a really solid argument. After that, we'll get into the super important stuff, how to agree and disagree without, starting a fight. We'll put it all together in a little example, and then it's your turn. All right, let's dive in. First up, the foundation, the absolute must-knows. How do you just get your point of view out there? Plain and simple. Okay, our first tool in the kit is a total classic. À mon avis? Seriously, think of this as your #1 go-to opener. It's direct, everyone knows what it means, and it's like a little flag that says, hey, personal opinion coming up.
So you could say something like, à mon avis, voyager est important. Si, super simple, totally effective. It just gets the ball rolling.
Next up, we've got two phrases that are just so useful. Je pense que and je trouve que. Now, they might look pretty similar, right? But there's a cool little difference. Je pense que is more analytical. It's your basic I think that. But je trouve que, that's more personal, more about a feeling, like I find that. Choosing the right one, it just adds this really nice layer of nuance.
So for example, je trouve que la technologie aide beaucoup. Can you kind of feel that difference? It's not just a cold, hard fact. It feels more like a personal conclusion you've come to. It's just a fantastic way to frame your thoughts.
Okay, so you've put your opinion out there. Awesome. But a really strong argument? It's more than just one sentence. To be really persuasive, you need a little structure. So let's look at how to build a case that's got a bit more depth.
And I've got a fantastic structure for this. D'un côté, de l'autre. It literally means on one side, on the other. Like on the one hand. Using this, it instantly makes your argument sound so much smarter. It tells the other person, hey, I've actually thought about this from more than one angle. Check out this example. D'un côté, les réseaux sociaux connectent les gens, de l'autre, ils prennent du temps. And just like that, you've gone from a simple opinion to a really balanced, thoughtful argument. See how powerful that is? So, you've made your point, you've structured it beautifully, but a debate isn't a monologue, right? It's a two-way street, and this is where it gets really interesting, the interaction. How do you agree with someone? And maybe even more important, how do you disagree in a way that keeps the conversation alive instead of shutting it down?
Okay, for agreeing, you've got your standard je suis d'accord, which is perfect, or if you really agree, you can throw in a tout à fait. But take a look at that disagree column. This is so key in French conversations, softness. Instead of a hard no, use these gentler phrases like pas tout à fait, not quite, or pas vraiment, not really. It lets you push back on an idea without sounding confrontational at all.
And this little three-step method, it's pure gold. Seriously. First, you show them you're actually listening. Je vois ton point de vue. I see your point. Then, you gently bring in your own idea. Mais je pense que, but I think that. And hey, if you want to be extra smooth, tossing in a little peut-être, perhaps, keeps the whole conversation respectful and totally open.
Okay, theory is one thing, but let's see how this whole toolkit actually works when the rubber meets the road. Let's look at a real conversation.
So, let's imagine a little back and forth. Speaker number 1 kicks things off with a clear opinion, using one of our new phrases.
Je trouve que les voitures polluent trop.
Simple, direct, nothing fancy.
And now, here comes the reply. Notice what they don't do? They don't just say, no, you're wrong. Instead, they use that softer phrase we just learned, je ne suis pas tout à fait d'accord. And, this is crucial, they immediately give a reason why. That right there, that's the heart of a good, productive debate.
Whew, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? So let's do a super quick review of the essential tools you've just packed into your brand new opinion toolkit.
Really, it all comes down to these 4 main jobs. You've got your openers for stating what you think, you've got that structure for adding some depth, you have your easy ways to agree, and you've got that killer strategy for disagreeing politely. If you can get a handle on these 4 things, you are going to be ready for pretty much any discussion that comes your way. All right, so we've built the toolkit together, we've seen how it works, and now it's all yours. It's time to move from just listening to actually speaking. So, here's a topic for you. Are social networks good for society? What do you think? Right now, try to form an opinion. You could start with a simple à mon avis. Or, hey, why not try that more balanced approach with d'un côté, de l'autre? You can even pause this to think about it. Go on, give it a shot. Your next French conversation is waiting.